2016-2017 was a record-setting season for the Chicago Steel. The Steel started the season with 10 consecutive wins, tying a USHL Tier 1 record and setting the tone for many exciting victories, including some overtime thrillers.
5 seconds to go in overtime. Lillibridge winds up, fires a shot. They score! Graham Lillibridge in overtime with 0.3 seconds remaining. For McManus and crossed over Lewandowski. One-timer! Scores! Mitch Lewandowski through the 5-hole in overtime.
Chicago set new all-time team records with 38 wins and 81 points in the regular season, making its way to the Clark Cup playoffs for the first time in 9 years, entering the playoffs as the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. A semifinal series against the Youngstown Phantoms went to the limit, with the Steel disposing of the Phantoms in Game 5 at Fox Valley Ice Arena with a 2-0 victory. Goaltender Alish Stezka's second 40-save shutout of the series. Chicago moved on to the Eastern Conference Final, facing off against the Dubuque Fighting Saints. The Steel battled back from a 3-1 deficit not once but twice in the series, with Brandon McManus scoring the game winner each time en route to 4-3 victories in Game 1 and Game 3.
McManus scores! Brandon McManus with a go-ahead goal for the Steel.
Chicago wrapped up the series with a dominant 7-3 win in Game 4. The Sioux City Musketeers, the USHL's Anderson Cup champions as the top team in the regular season, were Chicago's opponents in the 2017 Clark Cup final. The team split games 1 and 2 in Western Iowa before the series shifted to the Fox Valley.
There's Lewandowski to Johnny Walker with a shot. He scores! Johnny Walker has the fans fired up.
Stezka picked up another shutout in Game 3 to put the Steel just one win away from capturing the title.
McManus to Lewandowski with a shot! Score!
The Steel led Game 4 late, but Sioux City's Eli Tolvanen and Christian Pospisil each scored in the final 3 minutes, forcing the series back to Tyson Event Center for a series-deciding Game 5. Chicago was outshot 18-3 in the first period, trailing 1-0 after 1. But the Steel dug deep, and Edwards Trailmax tied the game at 1.
Medini in over the right wing. Got it to Johnstone, set in front, save made, rebound, score! Edwards Trailmax on the rebound.
The series-deciding Game 5 went to overtime, with the game's next goal securing the Clark Cup.
Tipped off the stick by Hellickson, long staying with it, gets it to Lillibridge. Now centering feed toward Gratton, turnaround shot, he scores! He scores! Tyler Gratton in overtime! And for the first time in team history, the Chicago Steel are Clark Cup champions! Tyler Gratton, the overtime hero! Chicago wins the Clark Cup in Sioux City!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Clark Cup. Now it's time to recognize members of the 2017 Chicago Steel hockey staff receiving their rings. Distributing the rings is Chicago Steel President Dan Lev. Responsible for finding host families for Steel players and overseeing the team's building program, Steel Housing Coordinator Aaron Cohen. His efforts help to prevent and treat injuries, oversee rehabilitation, and maximize the performance of our athletes. One of the best in the USHL, athletic trainer Jim Schroeder. Last season, the Steel played 80 games, including preseason, regular season, and playoffs. This staff member's work behind the scenes ensures that our players are in peak physical condition and able to sustain the grind of a 9-month season. Strength and conditioning coach, Virgil Strzelecki. The architect of the Steel roster, General Manager Ryan Bennett. Now, let's meet the 8 returning members of the 2017 Clark Cup champions to receive their rings. A defenseman who appeared in 15 games before his season was cut short due to injury. From Oulu, Finland, number 3, Jesper Kokkola. This defenseman appeared in only 1 regular season game for the Steel last year, but suited up for 10 playoff games, earning a +2 rating during the playoffs. From Pro Steel, Michigan, number 11, Zan Gurney. This exciting forward played 11 games for the Steel in 2016-2017 and 1 game in the postseason when the Steel beat Youngstown to advance to the Eastern Conference Final. From Grand Rapids, Minnesota, number 21, Blake McLaughlin. This energetic forward appeared in 35 games for the Steel last season, including 12 postseason contests. He registered a goal in Game 1 of the Clark Cup Final, and was the first player off the bench and into the dog pile when the Steel scored in overtime. From Annville, Pennsylvania, number 16, Jordan Seiferts. This forward appeared in 50 regular season games and all 14 playoff games. After registering 22 points during the regular season, he was held scoreless in the playoffs until overtime of Game 5 when he scored the Clark Cup winning goal. From Pottstown, Pennsylvania, number 8, Tyler Gratton. This defenseman appeared in 59 of 60 regular season games and was an instrumental part of a depleted defensive core that kept the Steel alive in the postseason. He had 28 points during the regular season and 10 in the playoffs, including assists in 4 of the last 5 games. The biggest assist coming on Tyler Gratton's game winner in Game 5 from right here in Geneva, Illinois, number 7, Bram Lillibridge. This two-way forward was a mainstay on the Steel's 4th line and penalty kill, appearing in 59 regular season games and all 14 playoff games. He registered 16 points during the regular season and had 3 goals in the playoffs, including the game-winning goal in the clinching Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Final and Italian Game 1 of the Clark Cup Final. From Englewood, Colorado, number 19, Baker Shore. This steady defenseman was acquired mid-season and was a staple on the blue line, averaging nearly 30 minutes per game of ice time during the playoffs. His leadership during the postseason helped earn him the captaincy for this season. From Troy, Michigan, number 10, Derek Deschke. Fans, please turn your attention to the video board to take a look at the 2017 Clark Cup Championship rings that our players have received tonight. followed by members of the 2017 Clark Cup champions that could not be in attendance tonight, and members of the 2017 Chicago Steel Hockey and front office staff. Fans, in a few moments, will unveil the championship banners. But first, here's a message from several Steel players and staff members that have moved on to the collegiate ranks and are unable to be in attendance tonight.
Hey Steel fans, Jack Bedini here checking in from Harvard.
Hello, my name is Johnny Walker, formerly number 27 for the Chicago Steel.
How's it going, Chicago? Long time no see. Adam Karashik here.
Hey Steel fans, it's Edward Stromax here, number 14, live from College Dorm at University of Maine.
What we were able to accomplish last year is something I'll never forget. Every time I rewatch Tyler Grant scoring that OT winner, it gives me goosebumps.
It was pretty nerve-wracking knowing that your whole season came down to possibly one mistake or one shot either way. And there were a few times even during the overtime where I think our whole bench and I think even some Sioux City players thought their shot went in. So it was definitely emotionally exhausting. And when we finally saw the puck go in and saw Grattan throw stuff everywhere, it was something you kind of dream of as a kid.
When Tyler scored, I can't really remember what happened. It happened so quick. Everyone just jumped off the boards, just jumped on each other. It was one of those moments when you just black out because you are way too excited. You have so many thoughts in your head. You just don't know what to do.
Going into that game 5, I'll be honest, I was a little nervous, but I was confident at the same time. There was no other group that I'd rather go into that game with, especially when it went to overtime. I knew there was no way we were losing that game.
Definitely something that all of us from last year will never forget, and we kind of created a brotherhood and a bond that we'll have forever.
Winning the Clark Cup is the highlight of my hockey career. I made bonds with my teammates, my billet family, my coaches that I know will last forever.
Miss all the boys from last year, of course, and all the returners, coaching staff.
I would love to be there with you guys. I would love to see new banner.
To see the support in the Clark Cup Finals was really, really awesome. And there's no way we could have pulled it off without you guys, Steel fans. And I'm just so proud to be able to call myself a Steel alum. And I can't wait to get my championship ring, because once I do, I'll be showing that off to my college teammates, that's for sure. And best of luck, guys, in this season, defending the Clark Cup, and go Steel.
So looking forward to keeping up with the Chicago Steel this year, and good luck.
I'm excited to see what the Chicago Steel boys do this year, and hopefully bring home another Clark Cup, and hopefully Grattan can go bar down again. All right, see you soon.
Thanks to Chicago Steel organization. Thank you, fans. And thanks for Billet family for all the support. I'll see you guys sometime soon, and good luck to Steel this year. Go Steel.
The season was really crazy. I mean, we started off with 10 wins. I mean, we took that confidence all the way to the finals. Even losing game 4, I mean, we weren't discouraged. We had a huge goal from Ed Trailmax, tie it up. And when we went into overtime, we sort of knew we had it in the bag. Tyler Grattan scored, and it's a moment I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Hi, Steel fans. This is former head coach Dan Muse. Sorry I couldn't be here tonight, but I wanted to say thank you to everybody for coming out to celebrate the raising of our championship banner. I couldn't be more proud of last year's team, our community, and our entire organization. Thank you for everything that you've done. Enjoy tonight, enjoy the celebration, and I look forward to watching the continued success of Chicago Steel hockey.
Fans, please turn your attention to the east end of the rink, where members of the 2016-2017 Chicago Steel will now unveil the 2016-2017 Eastern Conference Championship banner, the first in team history. Gentlemen, unveil the banner. Fans, it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Once again, turn your attention to the east end of the rink, where the returning players from last year's team will now unveil the 2016-2017 Clark Cup Championship banner, the first Clark Cup championship in team history. Gentlemen, unveil the banner. Once again, congratulations to the 2017 Clark Cup champion, Chicago